David Corson, Sunday, September 29th, 2024. A little past 5 p.m. Just out here doing my trek. Woo! See that? This is effort, man. That's what all that is. It's just effort. Anyway, was up late watching the Georgia-Alabama game last night. What an awesome game. And, you could take so many things from that game. Bama held on and by the skin of the teeth and got the W. But I'll tell you, if you want to know, winning and losing and what you can take from it, you just watch that game. I mean, Georgia was ranked number 2. I think Bama was number 4. Big time rivalry. And anyway, Georgia came out like a deer in headlights. They were getting pushed they got their asses kicked the first half. And 30-7, I think it was at halftime. Everybody from Georgia, I told my wife, hey, I believe in the coach. They have talent on that team. Just wait until the second half. They'll come back. They'll regroup. He's going to bark in there in the locker room. That's what dogs do. They bark. And hopefully everybody listened. And sure enough, they came back. And they got the lead with like a minute and a half left. And in one play, Bama got the long ball and scored. And then Georgia got the ball back, and I don't know, there were about 30 seconds left, 20, I forget. Anyway, got through interception in the end zone, and Bama won. But here's what I take from that. You got to play for 4 quarters. You can't play half the game and think that you're going to win. If they would have played in the second half, if they would have played in the first half, like in the second half, they would have won that game, and they would have beat Bama handily. All right? That's number 1. Number 2, you've always heard me say, never, ever quit. Never, ever give up. Okay? Doesn't matter. If you still have time left on the clock and you have a chance, you've got to give it your all. And that's what Georgia did. They got it together. They came out with a vengeance. And sure enough, they had the win in the jaws of the mouth, but they got it yanked out. And Alabama, they had a serious crease in their paper, but they didn't fold. And they got the win. But here's what I take from it. Georgia just learned that, hey man, this is the SEC. For those of you who don't know, that's the Southeastern Conference. They probably have more NFL players in the NFL than any other conference in the country. And this is big time. This is like professional football. And remember, these are just 18 to 21-year-olds playing. In any event, it's tough. Every weekend, doesn't matter who you play, anybody can knock off any other team if they go and play the entire game. And it always comes down to a couple plays. Once again, I can look back at that game. They got the safety, the dogs, 2 points they gave up. The kicker from Alabama just squeezed a field goal, an extra point. There were a couple penalty calls that were, what are you going to do about the zebras? Those are the refs. They're gonna miss stuff anyway. You know what? The game was really, really close, and it just came down to a couple plays. But once again, it was coaching. That other coach had their team raring to go, and the dogs, they came out flat. They got their asses kicked. Second half, they kicked Bama all over that field. I mean, believe me, that stadium was stunned with a minute and a half to go, and Georgia took the lead. But you know what? That coach on Bama, his first year after taking over for Nick Saban, who has 5 or 6 trophies, national championship trophies with the Tide, he gave him a rah-rah, and they got it done. So I learned a lot from that game. And a lot of the sayings that I say on here that I've been saying all year, look, I'm an expert on my own opinion. All right, I get that from the veteran biker. He's one of my YouTubers that I watch. He just tells it like it is. And you know what? I took from that, you never ever give up. You give it your all. You play till the buzzer sounds. You stay positive. You don't get involved in all the chirping and all that stuff if there's still time to go. And you execute. And then you get the ball back and you execute again. And right now, listen, I'm sure the Georgia fans and the Georgia team, they're not bummed. They can hold their heads high because they know what they can do. They just need to do it for 60 minutes versus 30 minutes. And you got to play the whole game. That's what life is. You got to play the whole game of life. That's what I take from that game last night. And for those of you who watch it, you know what I'm saying. And Even my wife was like, they're not going to come back. Like, nah, I'm the athlete. I'm an optimist. I think, they need to score here, score there, a couple plays here, and they're back in that game. And that's sure enough, that's what happened. So, looking forward to them to winning out. Hey, look, they got to go to Tennessee. They got to play a lot of good teams. But if they don't lose any more games, and they beat everybody they got to play, they're going to win the SEC East, and they'll be in the SEC Championship. And listen, Alabama still has to play Texas. Texas is no slouch. They're in the SEC this year, and Oklahoma too. There's some, like I said, there's awesome teams. So, Georgia, one game at a time. That's another thing that I've told you this year. One game at a time. Don't look past the future. You gotta lace them up. Put some ice on your bumps and bruises from last night, and use this week and get ready to get her done. Just like the Falcons today. Oh my God, they were 1-2. They could have been 1-3. They let the Saints score at the end. A rivalry. The rivalry is tied after, I think they're both 55 and 23. And the Saints took the lead with a minute to go. Sure enough, the guy kicked a 58-yard field goal, and they won it at the end. Now they're 2-2. And the whole Southeast Conference, Southeast Division in the NFL's, maybe the Bucs are 3-1. I don't know. But we're playing them on Thursday night, the Falcons. But I call them the Atlanta Falcons, I call them the Dirty Birds. I think they're the Ugly Birds. They get a little better, but every week, but they sure do make it interesting. So, and there I thought that they were going to lose. I was doubting them. I was like, oh man, I can't believe them, And but they pulled it out, And the Dogs last night, they did pull it out. But you know what? It's just a game, But I take stuff from it. I can apply a lot of the stuff that I saw that went on, even in today, that I can apply to my business, personal athletics, life in general. And I'm going to bridge right into my digital marketing with that saying. So here's my thought as you go into your Sunday. Hopefully you have a positive thought, smile on your face, you're having a good time, you still have the rest of the evening, and then a long week ahead. And the first week of Q4. And 90 days left, I don't know, a little over 30 days, 34 days or something till the election. And the bottom line is, here's my positive thought. It's my 2 cents. You either do it or you don't. It's that simple. Let me repeat that. You either do it or you don't do it. It's that simple. Business, personal athletics, life in general. Okay? Athletics, you either get it done, you get the W, or you go home with the L. And you got to practice and just, make up for it. Hopefully get another chance down the season. If you're in business and you don't do the RFP right, or you don't do your whatever you're responsible for, and if you don't do it, you don't deserve to get the sale. And if you're in a relationship and you don't listen or take your other person's concerns or whatever they're telling you, that's on you. So you either do it, make a change, make a change in the plan, but don't change the goal. The goal is to make the relationship happen and to be positive. And listen, life, relationships, man, those are roller coasters. I mean, I've married a long time. It ain't easy, okay? Because I'm an old dog. I'm 61. I'm not going to change. I told my wife when we were getting married, hey, 95% negotiable, 5%'s not with me. And I'm not going to change. I am who I am. I'm going to try to improve myself like I am right now. I'm working on myself, my happiness, my money. I'm clearing my mind. I'm working on my calves, my legs, my endurance. But, part of me, my mold, my character, how I act, how I think, it's probably not going to change. It's going to improve for the better, because that's what my main goal is every day, making the best use of my time, making every second count and all that stuff. Once again, here's my positive thought. Take it for whatever it's worth. Okay? I think it's worth a lot. You either do it or you don't do it. It's that simple. So I'd rather do it, learn from it, than not do it and hate myself for not getting it done. All right? So that's my thing. And listen, we've just had a really, really hectic last half of the week. Wednesday, the rain came in. Thursday, the hurricane came in on Friday. Just racked. The whole Southeast is just devastated. I don't know if you've seen some of the videos, but I'm telling you, up in North Carolina, there are towns in Asheville, Boone, that, have never seen anything like that inland with hurricane force winds and flooding, and Chattanooga's flooded. And I mean, we are hurting down here in the South. There are still, I forget what the number was. It was like millions and millions and millions of people out of power. And now there are still people that are out of power that they said it's going to be weeks, it might even be months before they get that or internet. I mean, and where's the freaking government? Nowhere to be found. Okay? So it's, you know, and I know why. And I'm not going to, you know, I'm just saying, you know, it's nothing on the news. It's just BS that I don't watch the news. But I see clips. Nothing's been talked about. I'm telling you, the whole Southeast has been just slammed. And there are people that lost everything. And you know what? You got to rely on yourself. You got to pick your boots. You got to stay positive. You got to get your blinders on. You got to rebuild your life. You know? And I feel terrible. You know, but I went through the storm too. You know? The storm doesn't care who you are, what family you come from, what color skin you are. None of that crap. Okay? It just annihilates everybody. Okay? Big house, small houses, apartments, businesses, you know. We just got our asses kicked down here by that hurricane. And you know, and the rest of the country doesn't even realize it. So, anyway, enough of me yakking. I'm going to do whatever I can. Maybe I'm going to try to raise some money for you know, some businesses or whatever. I'm going to do something. That's one of my to-do lists this week, to figure out what I can do to, you know, get the word out that, hey, man, your fellow countrymen down here in the Southeast, everybody's it's pretty devastated. So, one more time, positive thought of the day. You either do it or you don't do it. It's that simple. Do yourself a favor and do that. And I appreciate you all. You know what? That's from the heart. Put in your mindset, up in your knowledge vault. Take that to the bank. It's worth a lot. And use it on a rainy day that I don't want to see, because I've seen plenty of rain over the last couple of days. And hopefully it'll help you. So everybody, go have a great rest of your Sunday night. And remember, get up in the morning, make your bed, get in the shower, have a positive thought, eat a great breakfast, dress for success, and go kick tail all day tomorrow. And then before you know it, it's going to be hump day, and before you know it, it's going to be TGIF again in another weekend. And remember, myself, I'm going full tilt, blinders on, tomorrow all the way till the end of the year, 90 plus days. And then I'll do another 6-month assessment, see how I did over the last year. So with that said, I'll see you tomorrow up on the lot. The frame is going to be going on. Hopefully the second story is going to go up. It should be exciting. And appreciate you as always, like I said. And I'm sorry I'm gotten a little vented, but it's just, you know, it's been a long 4 days. So with that said, cheers, ciao, be safe.